Shocking news from Europe. Today, after a week-long media campaign to shut down the case against the Russian network of journalists, initiated by the very same journalist, the Attorney General of Slovakia closed the case. The whole media campaign exploded when this journalist, Kristina Ciroková, was questioned by the investigation. Now, the narratives she was pushing were coming from Russian Orthodox Church, specifically its anti-cult department, Modern Inquisition, called RACIRS. RACIRS is led by Alexander Dworkin. He is also the vice president of FACRIS, European Anti-Cult Federation, which was known for its warmongering campaign against Ukraine. 15 NGOs sent letter to Secretary Blinken asking to throw this organization out of United Nations. All Ukrainian academia also wrote multiple letters to President Macron asking him to shut this bizarre organization down. Dworkin and his right hand Novopashin launched a massive dehumanization campaign against all Ukraine and multiple organizations on Russian territory. They have been using anti-cult narratives and their positions in Russian Orthodox Church and FACRIS and RACIRS to incite hatred towards Ukrainians. Along with Ukrainians, they were demonizing multiple organizations, religious and secular, except for Russian Orthodox Church, of course. One of such organizations is ALLATRA International Public Movement. Over a decade ago, Russian RACIRS started publishing multiple defamation articles about ALLATRA. They were labeling ALLATRA as Ukrainian sect that's recruiting Russians, and the narrative always goes the same way. First, incitement of hatred in the media through defamation, and then politicians cooperating with this RACIRS organization, inciting government officials to start prosecutions of the targeted group. As the result, ALLATRA was banned in Russia, and a massive wave of violent prosecutions started against former ALLATRA participants. At the very same time, the very same network of RACIRS anti-cult agents was operating in Ukraine and multiple states in Europe and the US, sabotaging these countries from the inside. In summer of 2024, the Impact documentary released all the information about this network of covert Russian agents, who are destabilizing society from the inside through constant incitement of hatred, dehumanization, and division in the society. By attacking different organizations and bribing journalists to write smearing articles, they simply expanded their networks of agents in the media in different countries. So a massive campaign against ALLATRA and many other organizations were initiated by Dworkin's organization in Ukraine, in Europe, in different countries. Now that PACE recognized Russian Orthodox Church as Russian tool of influence and propaganda, and therefore their anti-cult department, investigations were initiated into their activities in various European states, specifically Slovakia and Czech Republic. Suspected in cooperation with this network were questioned in the criminal case regarding the creation and support and promotion of the movement aimed at suppressing fundamental human rights and freedoms. Some of them, like Ciroková, had a history of harassing articles with defamations against ALLATRA. In these articles, she was demonizing participants of ALLATRA and publishing their personal data, like addresses, basically inciting hatred and violent actions against them. Such publications may lead to assassination attempts. That's why they are prohibited by multiple international and national laws. And the demonizing narrative was basically copy-pasted from Russian RACIRS website. As soon as she was questioned by the investigation, a massive campaign was initiated in network of media in various European states to demonize ALLATRA and pressure Attorney General to shut down this case. If they were not guilty, why so much hustle? Hundreds of articles were published in dozens of European media outlets in a matter of days, exposing the whole network. Even a local opposition political party made a press conference with loud statements to prosecute this sect, exactly following the Russian script. Attorney General was pressured to either close the case or being called a cultist himself. So the case was closed in violation of all international laws. Why Parliamentary Assembly of Parliament of Europe even bothers to pass this resolution on fighting propaganda and disinformation in Europe, right? The reality is that this anti-cult network was created by Dworkin not to fight cults. That's only the way to recruit agents. As leaked emails of Putin's assistant Ciroková revealed, this network was created for geopolitical reasons. So the next time you see political movements and figures being smeared as cultists and then assassinated, remember this guy. Recall where the ideology is coming from and what it's being established for. and take time to really investigate this network. The Impact documentary in 8 episodes is a great place to begin. And when you come across defamation articles about ALLATRA full of dirt and smear and garbage propaganda, take time to actually investigate yourself, check the website and check the materials published by ALLATRA. ALLATRA has never been pro-Putins or pro-Russians as they try to label it in their articles. In fact, Russia is the only country in which ALLATRA has been banned so far. And people have been bullied, people have been thrown to jail, and people have been prosecuted. ALLATRA has never been apocalyptic. The information on climate progression presented by ALLATRA on global crisis forums is based on researches conducted by the leading universities. All can be checked and verified. ALLATRA is a group of volunteers and scientists who only wanted to present the research and attract attention to the climatic progression. And in these articles they call ALLATRA apocalyptic for what? For doing math and presenting graphs? Is math apocalyptic? They even went that far as declaring ALLATRA anti-Semitic in some of these articles. And for those accusations, I would like them to address them straight to our participants in Israel. So all this fear-mongering campaign launched by these RACIRS agents and others, all the hate speech used by the journalists, is nothing but lies. And the way they write it, they write lying articles and then they write more articles saying that, hey, that article was saying something. Yet after all these articles, people who don't verify data already commenting that there should be violence against the prosecutor and against participants of ALLATRA. So do your own research and make your own conclusions.